What's up, y'all? Welcome back to 7 p.m. pregame. This is the exclusive drop that drops on this feed right before the official episode every Thursday on our YouTube page or wherever you listen to your podcast. Now, we're recording this episode right before Game 3 of the NBA Finals, and the series is currently tied at 1 game apiece between Indiana and Oklahoma City. So, I toss it to the Hall of Famer Carmelo Anthony. Melo, are you surprised that the Indiana Pacers have put up such a fight against the juggernaut Oklahoma City Thunder?
No, I'm not surprised. Indiana been putting up fights all year though. They've been dealing with adversity, dealing with the fight. People saying that they not this, counting them out.
Fluke run to the conference finals.
Runs, overrated Haliburton. They for real, man. I think people should just give them their credit. Like Indiana is a for real team. They are a championship level team, and we seeing that. And the more that we talk about Indiana not being this and not being that, or downgrading them to big up OKC, like I think we should appreciate what we're seeing from Indiana.
Yeah, I feel like
all that talking, they sitting in the driver's seat.
Yeah, they did what they had to do. They
like,
got one. They got one on the road already.
They sitting in the driver's seat. So you got to come back and take it from us now.
Yeah, all the narratives that were going into the series were about how the Oklahoma City Thunder could win in 4, win in 5, all that type of stuff. And, with good reason. It's not like people just talking out of their ass. The Thunder are a great team, great defensively, great offensively, got the MVP. But they go in there 1 game apiece, and now they got home court advantage. A couple weeks back, we were talking, and I specifically only took the Pacers in 6 because everyone was taking the Oklahoma City Thunder. But from a basketball stance, the Hall of Famer, what do the Indiana Pacers need to do to win this series? What needs to happen?
I think it's obvious. Like, I think everybody is saying the same thing. Like, now that it's super magnified, Reese got to be aggressive, bro. Like, it ain't, you know what I mean? Like, he's got to be very aggressive. You see it. It's night and day when he's aggressive and when he's not. And he's passive. Like, he has to be aggressive. At home, game 3, you got to set the tone.
Yeah.
You have to come out the box. Not nobody else. You got to set the tone. And when he does that, Indiana's a different team. You see they bounces different. Reese bounces different. Like, his confidence is totally different. You see it. And I think that's the difference. They play, I think game 2, they play too slow. Not just Reese. I think the whole team just played super slow. And if you play slow against OKC, they in the lanes. They in gaps.
They're gonna run you out the gym.
They big wings. Yep. You know what I mean? They got length. They scrappy. You know what I mean? So
Anthony Edwards described them as 12 puppets on a string.
Yeah, that goes to show you how intentional they are on the defensive end. And somebody, shout out to the coach too, because he is preaching that. This is what we need to do. And shout out to the players because they bought into that. So I think Indiana gets have to play a lot more faster, get back to their pace. They be all right.
All right, there's another prompt that our producer put up here that basically said, are the Pacers set up to dominate in a weak East next season? Now,
shit.
I ain't trying to put our producers on blast here.
Oh, this is crazy.
But I think it's a 2-part question, right? Like, one, I could understand why you say that because the Celtics will obviously be different and all that type of stuff. But does the Pacers' success, especially the past 2 years, prove that the East isn't necessarily weak? They just maybe a little top heavy or something like that. Like, if they win it, obviously, and the champs came from the East already, does that change the narrative of the East being, quote unquote, the weaker conference? And 2, I guess, as the Pacers are constructed, are they constructed well enough to be just as good next year and years after that, given how the landscape has unfolded this postseason?
I think the teams that in the East that are the bottom half of the teams, like the 8s, the 9s, the 10s, the 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s, and all those teams have been started their rebuild process, right? So now what we're seeing them is like starting to come up out of that rebuild process. You look at Detroit, right? They had to go and rebuild. They had to go and get to the draft and find them a white hat that they can actually galvanize behind. Look at the Wizards. You look at Orlando. You look at Charlotte. You look at all of those teams. They all in rebuild. They was in rebuild mode. So now if you can get those teams even a little bit more competitive, bring some players over there to those teams, make it a little bit more enticing than what it is right now, you'll start to see the East start to kind of creep up a little bit. The West is just too much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just too much because in the West, you don't know. Denver could be 8, Clippers could be 11. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just don't know.
Phoenix will be a 12 seed, but you still got to deal with KD
right.
and
Golden
Book
State is fighting for, like, it's a scramble over there. But no, I think Indiana is shuffling the deck right now. And if they go on and win this championship, the deck is definitely shuffled.
All right. So
but I don't think teams are. I'll say this.
Okay.
I don't think teams are intimidated by Indiana, right? Which is why it leaves room for people to say, oh, they're not going to do this, or they can't beat this team, and they can't. Because the teams don't feel like they're intimidated by Indiana.
They don't look the part.
You know, it's just not
finesse.
It's just like they're going to run you out. They're going to run you out the gym. And like, you don't know which Tyrese you're going to get, right? But like, this will get teams to respect them a lot more than winning the championship.
All right, but okay. So you mentioned something earlier about, the key to the Pacers winning this series is Tyrese being aggressive. And
it's a lot more than that, but it starts with that.
One of the top keys. But, let's flip it on the other side. As great as Tyrese has been since, the start of 2025 and on, since he's gotten healthy and all that type of stuff, he's been great against literally every NBA team except the Oklahoma City Thunder. Even the game one that they won, if not for that fourth quarter and that game winner, you could make the argument that the OKC Thunder played a great strategy against Tyrese Haliburton. Kept them under 20 points, did XYZ, you know what I mean? Made other people beat them, and a crazy shot cost them at the end. So talk to me about the Thunder, man. Like, the Thunder, they're obviously the favorites, and if they win this title, how does that team get better going forward? They have a ton of assets. They can still, you talk about all these trades of KD, Giannis, like all these crazy people. They have so many draft picks. They could put together a legitimate package to possibly get another one of these star players that adds to a team that's already good.
You don't need them.
Okay.
But what was your question?
No, that was my question. Like, if they win, do they still take all of those pieces and go and get another one, or they continue to build the way they have?
I don't think you do that win or lose.
Okay.
I don't think you do that if you OKC, because you already have everything that you need. Like, what else are you going to go get? You're in the finals right now. You got a chance to win the finals with this team that you have.
KD back shooters, in OKC, don't entice you a little bit?
You have shooters. You have the MVP. You have bigs. You have defense. You have a bench. You have a great coach. You don't need it. You don't need to fuck that up.
You don't.
So it's like a team like OKC don't need a big name. They homegrown. They gonna grow, J-Dub and Shea and all of those, even though Shea came from somewhere else, but he was young. And now it's homegrown for them right now. And you just work that core group that you have. You keep Chet, J-Dub, and Shea together. Now you start building out the pieces.
Okay.
Now, this is a team that we probably will see have an opportunity to be there over the next couple years, a couple times, because of just, I believe that Sam Presti is going to keep that together.
There's likes his picks.
There's no need. There's no need for us to go fuck this up. Like, why are we going to fuck this up? We here. Like, we built this to get to this point.
Right.
Now, we may need a little tweak here or an addition here, or we may need another big coming off the bench or something. We don't know. But right now, we ain't going to worry about that.
All right. So last time we sat here for one of these pre-games, you did not give a pick for the NBA Finals. I said, Pacers in 6 only because everybody else picked the Thunder. But 2 games have been played. It's 1-1. You've seen how they both.
I think Indiana get the game 3.
You said Indiana gets game 3?
Yeah, I think Indiana gets game 3. I think we'll see.
Stand on it, Melo. Who takes the series?
Game 3, I think we will see Reese have a more aggressive game. Okay. When I say aggressive, I'm not saying like shoot the ball and like I'm saying aggressive, like being attack mode, being kill mode. You
Last
know
time
what
you said was feet in the paint.
Establish yourself feet in the paint, but be a killer. And if that's getting in the paint, looking for your shot, looking for the pass, be a killer, but don't be a killer on the outside of the 3-point line.
Okay.
Like get to the paint, touch the paint, like be a killer.
So you're still not going to pick a champ yet.
And I want to see Mathurin be I want to see him be a little bit better too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I want to see him could be consistently aggressive.
Yeah.
You know?
All right. Well, shoot.
Indiana they take a lot of like little lulls away in the game. Like Nembhard, he chilled. He chilled a lot sometimes because he know he could just get it going.
Yeah.
Reese, the game comes so easy to him. Like he just.
I don't think it's by choice. I think it's because the Thunder's in that ass every game.
No, the Thunder. The Thunder they really good, bro.
Yeah,
they're really good.
I'm sure the Pacers would like to run and play loosey goosey, and the Thunder is like, nah, we're not letting you do that.
What I saw in Game 2 was that Tyrese trying to figure it out,
trying
to figure OKC out, the defense and the strategy that is against him. That's what I saw. He was overthinking it, trying to figure it out.
Okay.
So now that he's back home and he get a chance to 2 games under their belt, we'll see what happens.
All right.
OKC is a real deal though.
Pacers taking Game 3. You saying?
Yeah, I think Pacers get Game 3.
I'm gonna take Pacers winning Game 3 also. I'm sticking with my Pacers in 6. Not my Pacers, but I'm sticking with my pick of the Pacers in 6. But it's been a great final.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Game 2 was a little bit different than Game 1, but who knows what Game 3 is gonna look like. That's why you watch the games. Guys, this has been 7 p.m. pregame. Make sure you tune in Thursday for the full episode of 7 p.m. in Brooklyn for the Hall of Famer Carmelo Anthony. I'm Kazim Famiwide. Catch y'all next time at The Hook. Peace.
Peace.